Hey guys, I'm gonna do week 23 new grammar for the distributive law. I don't know if you guys can see, but this is what it looks like up here. And so this is A, opening parenthesis, B plus C, closing parenthesis equals A times B plus A times C. So basically I want you to envision that A and on both sides is like a truck carrying what's behind it, okay? So A here is carrying B plus C in one big truck, and then A is carrying B in a smaller truck, and A is carrying C in a smaller truck. But it's the same thing. You're both gonna get to the same place. And everyone's gonna make it there because it's like a way to distribute, right? You can carry them both together, or you can carry them in smaller trucks with two trucks. There's a little song that goes along with it. It goes, A times opening parenthesis, B plus C closing parenthesis equals A times B plus A times C. The distributive law. And so I'm actually gonna, when I write this on the board, I'm gonna make trucks underneath to kind of explain what I'm trying to explain to you right now. All right, so for Latin, it's our future perfect tense. And for this one, we pull back an arrow and we let it go. And so in the future, it's gonna get a bullseye. It's gonna be perfect. So it's a future perfect tense. And it's to the tune of happy birthday. So we're gonna say, ero, eris, erit, eramus, eritus, erint. First conjugation, future perfect tense. Okay, for science, how does heat flow? So radiation is basically like, it's not dependent on anything moving. So if you were to just warm your hands in front of a fire, not over it where the heat is rising, but just kind of like in front of it, you could feel that heat even though like wind isn't blowing the heat onto your hands, okay? It's like electromagnetic radiation, I guess, is what it depends on, but it doesn't depend on the movement of molecules for you to feel it. So radiation, we're just gonna warm our hands like in front of a fire. Conduction is when you actually touch something, and heat is transferred by touch, okay? So we're gonna pretend like we're touching something really hot and it's hot, so we're gonna like pull it back. So it's radiation and then conduction and convection. And for this one, I want you to think of boiling water or maybe a lava lamp where the heat is actually, it's the movement of molecules that it's actually circulating the heat and spreading the heat. So, and there's also convection ovens, which relies on moving air. So basically for convection, we're gonna go like this, because what happens in convection is something is warmed and the warm rises and the cold sinks, and then the cold gets warm and then that rises, and it's just like a cycle, okay? All right, so an adjective. I'm gonna bring this to class. An adjective modifies a noun or pronoun by describing, qualifying, or limiting, and answers the questions: what kind, how many, which, and whose, okay? So what we're gonna say is an adjective modifies, because modifies means changing, right? Or like, it's just, yeah, modifies means changing or describing, right? So an adjective modifies, and this is our noun in our example, a noun, so the trees are noun in this example, or a pronoun. And if we wanted to make this tree a pronoun, we could say the Times Square tree, because everyone knows that Times Square tree that's there during Christmas, okay? So that would be the proper noun version of this one, but this is our noun or proper noun. So an adjective modifies a noun or pronoun by describing, qualifying, or limiting, and answers the questions: what kind, and what kind of tree is this one? It's a Christmas tree. How many trees are here? 3. Which tree am I talking about? I'm talking about this little one in the middle. And whose? It's mine! It's my tree. So we can say, oh, this is Frank's tree. And that's an adjective describing the tree, okay? So I'll say it again. An adjective modifies. We're going to say modifies a noun or pronoun by describing, qualifying, or limiting, and answers the questions. What kind? How many? Which? And whose? Okay, so we're just gonna run through that a couple times. And then for timeline, we're gonna say the age of information and globalization. We're gonna sound like we're typing on a computer, okay? Watergate, President Nixon resigns. The fall of communism in Eastern Europe. The European, or not this one. We'll say the European Union formed. Apartheid. So apartheid means separate, right? So we're going to say apartheid abolished in South Africa. September 11th, 2001. Rising tide of freedom. Rising tide of freedom. Okay, tell me about the Gulf War. And we're going to say in 1990. President George H.W. Bush, this is American Sign Language B, sent troops to the Persian Gulf. And I'm doing this because Gulf is like a body of water with just a very small mouth. So it's surrounded by land, by arms of the land on all sides except for the small mouth, okay? So in 1990, President George H.W. Bush sent troops to the Persian Gulf and we're going to go like this and throw it, like expel Iraqi leader, I. This is the American Sign Language, I. Saddam Hussein from Kuwait during the Gulf. We're going to make another Gulf, and then hold a rifle, war. So, in 1990, President George H.W. Bush sent troops to the Persian Gulf to expel Iraqi leader Saddam Hussein from Kuwait during the Gulf War. Okay, Geography Central Asia. We're going to do a song this week. So, hopefully I can remember the tune. CC Happy Mom gets total credit for this, but so it's to like You Are My Sunshine. So it goes, oh Central Asia, find the Ural Mountains. They lead to Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan, and Tajikistan. Okay. So some other helpful hints. So Uzbekistan is kind of like oozing down. If you look at it, it kind of looks like it's oozing. Turkmenistan it's actually, the word even comes way out here, but it's like kind of pointing over to Turkey. So Turkmenistan points to Turkey. And I think Tajikistan kind of looks like a little bunny rabbit. So you could think of like, oh, that's my little bunny Taj, the little bunny. And then Kyrgyzstan, I don't really have a good one for that, but Turkmenistan and Tajikistan both start with a T, so that's how you can remember they're kind of at the end of the song. All right, so I'll do it one more time. Oh, Central Asia, find the Ural Mountains. They lead to Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan, and Tajikistan. And it's Stan, not Stan. I keep calling it Stan, but it's Stan. All right, guys.